Leeds United 3, Watford nil in what is probably one of the most complete performances Leeds United have put in this season, and gives us a real good sense of how the Daniel Farke process is coming. 10 games in, including League Cup and League Cup games. Farke said it would take about 10 games, and I think we saw the quickest, best passing, most complete performance that Leeds have put in this season against Watford, who were in a decent position in the table before that game as well, and it has to be said. Incredible performance from Jorginho Rutter. I described him at halftime as an enigma in as far as he does two sets of things. One, he does great things. He looks brilliant on the ball. He looks great when he's deep and running at players. And then there's the frustrating element of the other side of his game where, he gets caught up on his own feet or he doesn't look ready to receive the ball. But there's no middle ground with him. And today we got the 90%, I'd say, of what his capability is. And I'd also say, we've been saying this for a long, long time, he's the number 10. And if you look at all the different runs that he made today and where he was effective today, it was coming from deep, running at players when he was the deeper one, dropping, especially the assist for Jayden Anthony's goals. Go through the stats on this. Leeds scored 3 goals, 60% possession Leeds had in this game. 8 shots versus 1 for Watford. 8 corners versus 1 for Watford. Meslier has 1 save to make versus 5 from Watford. Leeds up to 4th clean sheet in a row and 6th game unbeaten as Leeds move into 5th place in the table and into the playoffs. Some interesting things in the first half to look at. Leeds had a lot of the ball but weren't really breaking them down. Rudder has a goal but is offside. Clearly offside for that goal. Referee wasn't protecting the players, I'd say, a bit. Watford probably lucky to finish the game with 11 men considering some of the clocking up of fouls that some of their players were doing in the game. Should also be said, in the first half, Leeds had very little to face in terms of Watford. Watford did change it at half time. My concern with Leeds going into the break was, here we are again with a low block, but I kind of just felt like we would break them down. There was gaps. We were getting them behind Somerville. That was excellent. And a couple of weeks ago I said Somerville was really, really poor in the game. A week ago. 2 games ago. I thought he was really poor, but in the last 2 games he's really shown his quality. He's been excellent. That's a measure of the character of a player as well, who can go from a poor performance, losing his place in the starting 11, to then bouncing back with 2 really good performances on the bounce as well. Joe Pirro on the 10 gets a goal today. Dan James, not the greatest of performances again from James. I just think he doesn't suit when teams sit deep against Leeds. That's his issue. But then pops up when you need him. 2 assists in this game, and he's the most assists in the championship so far this season. Lovely ball from the corner after Chris Somerville removed himself from corners after his set piece. It got a bit sloppy. There was a point where Daniel Farke looked a little bit annoyed at one of his free kicks. Comes off the set pieces. Onto him goes Dan James. Lovely ball in, and Sam Byram with a fantastic header in space. Lovely technique. Scores a great goal. Great to see. 151 appearances for Leeds after 8 years away. And he said himself after the game, his last goal was for Leeds. He didn't score in the 2 clubs in his 8 years away from Leeds. Comes back and scores for Leeds again. Can only score when he plays for Leeds United. Joe Pirro, quite enough game, but did some nice little things in the first half, especially linking the play and getting into nice pockets of space. Wasn't getting the ball back in dangerous areas and was starting to show a little bit of frustration in the second half. But Dan James pops up on the right hand side. Again, a ball played to him by Jorginho Rutter, coming from deep, collecting it, turning, playing that ball into space for James. A lovely ball played in, and then a fantastic left-footed finish by Joe Pirro at the back post. Just clinical finishing there as well. And then Jayden Anthony, who looks really tidy, and I wanted to see him come off earlier. I was kind of saying to my partner, I kind of want James to come off at this point and Anthony to come on. We got to the 60-minute mark, and I thought this game is kind of made for, a change now at this point. Bringing on Anthony, bring on Poveda, see what happens. But we get in a situation where Anthony comes in, Jorginho Rutter with an incredible turn in his own half, beats, 5-6 players at one point, plays a beautiful ball around the outside, and then Jayden Anthony, who had a similar chance a few minutes earlier and just missed it, with a beautiful finish to give him his first goal for Leeds United and get him off the mark, and in a very dangerous display from him when he came on. You look at the options that Leeds have in those wide areas. I mean, even without taking Rutter into the equation, you've got Dan James, you've got Willie Gnonto, you've got Chris Somerville, you've got Ian Poveda, you've got Jayden Anthony, and you can use Rutter in those positions there as well. The huge amount of ability out there as well. It's exciting. It's really, really exciting. But this is the best I've seen Leeds play in a very, very long time, and I'm really excited about this. I feel really positive about what we're seeing here. We are moving in the right direction and moving there quickly. Outside of the red card during the week, I think Leeds would have picked up 3 points in that game as well, because that game was heading the same direction that this game was heading in up to the 60th minute as well. So dominant performance. Fantastic football play again. The tempo was higher. I think I said at the start of the season, my issues with this team were it was a bit slow, but you knew it would come once they got used to it. Rapid passing, very quick overlaps, great transitions as well in the game as well. So fantastic to see that from Leeds' perspective as well. Still think we can use the substitutes a little bit earlier. Glenn Kamara looked like he was getting tired. You don't want to be in a situation where the substitutions start becoming reactive, but I'm not going to complain about it today because we got 3 points. There you go. But that's it. Yeah, cracking performance. Really happy with this. Well done to Daniel Farke on your selection. Well done to the players on getting 3 points again. 7 points from 3 games, which is in a really, really good position. Leeds up to 5th in the table, 13 points plus 6 goal difference and heading in the right direction. Also, we're pointing out Preston didn't pick up a win today, so we closed that gap on them as well. Leicester top of the league on 21 points. Looking comfortable up there as well. Ipswich in second place, who we've already beaten this season as well. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Farke said it would take 10 games. We're on 10 games. Can't argue with that, can you? That'll do it for me, folks. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning for Leeds United News. See you then. Bye.